Everyone, yes, everyone, all of us should be a bodybuilder. You heard it right. We're not kidding here. Everyone should bodybuild. Young, old, men or women, skinny or fat or even normal people should build muscle. That's just what bodybuilding is all about anyway. Building muscle, period. It's not about competing, it's not about looking the best. It's also not about comparing yourself with the IFBB pros and the competitive bikini people and the Instagram models and the the men's physique champions. It's not about that. Protecting your muscle because we lose it every year. That's what bodybuilding primarily is all about. Why you should do it? Because you lose muscle automatically. There's nothing wrong with chasing the look and really wanting to look good. But the most important thing, if you want to live healthy and really see your grandkids, is to build muscle. Because the fact is, the problem we have is the second law of thermodynamics. Everything is winding down, including your muscle. After a certain age in your 20s, you already lose muscle. That means if you don't do anything, if you don't do something right now, you will lose muscle. That's inevitable. The best way to do all of this, to maintain your muscle, to protect your muscle, and to body build is to strength train. I can't emphasize this enough. Yes, do your cardio, do your non-exercise activity, and what you enjoy. You can do badminton, you can do dancing, you can do swimming, anything you want. But the non-negotiable, if you want to be healthy, number one is strength training. You can build strength on all sports, but the best is still strength training. What do I mean? Pull-ups, deadlifts, rows, overhead press, bench presses, squats. You know, every single movement in the whole history of exercise is just revolving on those six. Okay, you can add dips, you can add some form of one legged or one-sided movement, unilateral movements, but it's all built on those six: rows, pull-ups, overhead press, bench presses, deadlifts, hinges. That's how you do it. Okay, work on your mobility. If you want to start this, work on your mobility and flexibility. You can build muscle just by doing that. I think almost all of us should train our mobility and flexibility. And then when you're comfortable, when you can reach, actually do your deep squatting, and you have your ankle mobility and your hip mobility, now you can do squats. Now hip hinging is easier for you. Okay, so that's how you do it: mobility first, and then when you get pretty strong and pretty stretchable and mobile on your mobility, then do your strength training. Now the most important thing is, how do you get strong? Okay, for example, you can now just deadlift the bar. How can you add weight or add reps or add sets on that bar? The problem with strength training, that's why most people avoid it and most people just shy away from it, is, let's face it, it's hard. Okay, it's so hard. It's harder than your HIIT bodyweight movements. It's harder than your CrossFit MMA style, like circuits and battle rope workouts. It's hard. It's harder than your, it's harder than your Pilates and your Zumba dance classes. Real strength training is hard because you have to really pound the weight week by week. Okay, and when you get advanced month by month, and when you get so advanced, even getting the slightest, littlest or smallest, like plate in the gym is already heavy. That's the problem with strength training. It's so hard. It's so hard to build muscle. It's so hard to maintain muscle. That's why people don't want it. But that's what makes it so effective, because it's hard. And it doesn't have to be long. 3 to 4 30-minute workouts is enough. I don't know why people spend so much time in the gym, like more than 1 hour. If you actually train hard, you can't even go past 45 minutes. Okay? I'm talking about real workouts here. I'm talking about intensity. I'm talking about really, really pounding and really going for the progression and getting out of the gym. Okay? There's an exception to this, of course, unless you're an elite power lifter, or a bodybuilder who's competing and you have low energy levels. You can spend more time in the gym to hit your weights, because you need more rest periods. But if you're not competing, if you're not an elite power lifter, don't spend too much time in the gym. If you enjoy the people there, and like the brotherhood and the sisterhood, and you like the environment, of course you should stay long. You want to stay longer, but don't work out that long, because it shows that you are not working hard enough. That's what it takes to build muscle. Hard sets. In fact, if you do it right, you should be fried on, like, 2 exercises, 6 sets of like, you do 3 sets of each. You should be taxed. In fact, one compound movement, if you do it right, you should be taxed already. You should be like dead if you do it right. So what exercises will I do in my bodybuilding journey, in my building muscle journey? It's simple. Again, the mobility work should be there, because if you notice, age 25, people have already lower back pains. Why? Hip tightness, sitting all day, not really moving around. That's why I start with mobility. And then train your hinges, your deadlifts, your stiff-legged deadlifts, your deep deadlifts, your good mornings. It's so important until we age that we hinge. We do this posterior chain movements, so that we are not stiff when we get old. It's also important to squat. We're not talking about, doing like crazy numbers on the squat. Just your body weight, squat it, or less than your body weight, squat it with high reps. Make your heart work. That's healthy. Okay, if you want to add some shaping movements, do it. Like the isolation movements, do it, but prioritize the compound movements for health. And to make this sustainable and maintainable for life, which is the most important thing, this is the most important. Make it convenient. Okay, make it an easy access. Find the nearest gym in your place, in your home. Find it. Even if it's not that great, but it's near you, it shows that you can go there consistently, 3 to 4 times a week. Or better, in my opinion, the best, build a home gym. Okay, build a home gym, because you now have no excuse to skip the gym, because it's just on your garage and on your basement, or whatever part of your home. You don't have an excuse to train. Another tip is to learn calisthenics. It's a fancy term for bodyweight movements. Do bodyweight movements. Okay, I know a lot of people who got in a healthy state, just by doing bodyweight movements and just progressing through it, because that's what they can sustain because of their work and life schedules. They travel a lot. They work out at hotels. Okay, And sometimes hotels doesn't have, a good gym. They just do it on their room. The workouts. There's no excuse. Bodybuilding is for everyone. We should all protect our muscles and build muscle because we lose it. Hope this helps.